Oh, snap. Welcome back to the channel, everyone. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, do me a favor, hit the follow button. We go live pretty much every day over on TikTok. And now we've been going live here on Rumble because, well, y'all get to see the video and we can talk about whatever we want, say whatever we want, no censorship. Shout out to Rumble for that. Type a W in the chat, y'all, for free speech. Thanks for being here. How many people do we have waiting? Probably a couple hundred, 215 people waiting. Welcome in, everybody. Thank you so much. Do me a favor. Hit that thumbs up button. Close the chat real quick and just hit that little thumbs up button. It is very much appreciated. Thank you so much for being here, y'all. All right, we got a crazy case to talk about tonight. Apparently there was a house in Oklahoma. They call it the House of Terror. Oklahoma dad had multiple children with his daughter.
What the fuck?
Yeah. And apparently he hid them for years as well. This is crazy, y'all. So I saw Annie Elise posted a video about this. So we're going to watch that, talk about it, react to it. Crazy as hell, though. And you know what else is crazy as hell? Andrea going nuts. $10 Rumble rant. Thank you, Andrea. Let's get ready to rumble.
That was easy.
Hell yeah, Andrea. And you went off the grid eagle as well. She went off the grid eagle. There's an on the grid eagle. She went off the grid eagle. Look, my eyeballs is his eyeballs. Off the grid eagle, Andrea. That is crazy as hell. Thank you for the love. Thanks for the support, y'all. I can't do without you. Thanks for the Rumble rants. But make sure you at least hit the like button, y'all. We got 240 people watching right now. Hit that little like button, y'all. Thumbs up. All right, let's start this case. I'm going to shrink myself down. See what the hell's going on here.
This cul-de-sac in southeastern Oklahoma City looks like any other. But inside this yellow house was a man with a secret. And one woman would unearth the truth.
This is my lover, and that's my wife. I said, what? I seen him kissing her. And I said, you know what, this is it.
Hey everybody, welcome.
Oh, damn.
Back to an all-new episode of Serialously with me, Annie Elise, here to break down.
And shout out to Annie. Y'all make sure you follow her over on YouTube. The link to the this video, her video, is down in the description. Go give her a follow, y'all. Go give her a subscribe. She's got over 1 million on YouTube now. She's big time, y'all. She big time. All right, let's keep going.
Another case that is going on right now in the true crime world. And this is one that honestly makes zero sense to me. I mean, it makes sense because it's unfortunately a similar case to ones we have talked about before. But what doesn't make sense to me is how parents and how humans can act this way. And you know what? I'm actually wearing my piece of merch that says make it make sense, and it's pretty fitting for today's episode.
So is this one, Annie. At least I got you, y'all. Go get that You Look Suspicious merch. TheHauntedSide.com. You can find all kinds of ways to support the show, like getting this shirt, You Look Suspicious. Go check it out, y'all. Go check it out. Hey, she's going to drop her merch. I might as well do a shameless plug as well.
That was easy.
So here's what I want to kind of do before we jump into the episode. I want to just say, I feel like usually we talk about cases where we know a little bit more about the people involved. But today's case, guys, it's not like that at all. Now, due to the sensitive nature of this story and to protect the victim's identity, the person charged in this case has never publicly been named. However, as we go through the court documents and...
That's why I couldn't find his name. I had to search body cam footage just to find, and they blurred it out. His actual, you can't see his face, but you can see him.
Also the allegations, you'll understand why that is. I also want to discuss this case with you guys because it has a much different ending than we normally hear in so many of the cases that we cover. And the victims in the...
Leo, yes. I have actually been approached with people that while you... Wait, hold on. Has anyone ever approached you while wearing your... Yes, so people have come up to me wearing shirts. The Haunted Side and the Mystery Project.
this case
It's freaking awesome. I love you guys.
have spoken out in this anonymous style type of interview way because they want to tell their story.
Yoga champagne, yep.
Unhinged bananas crazy.
They want to tell what happened to them, what they were put through, and they want to raise awareness. So you're going to be hearing directly from them. So guys, let's just jump right into today's case.
Let's do it.
In August of 2023, the police in Oklahoma City received a very haunting tip. Now, this tip was about a man who lived in a very typical neighborhood in southeastern Oklahoma. From far away, the man's house looked completely and totally normal. It had dark orange brick, a pretty decent-sized yard, big, beautiful trees, and it was located in a cul-de-sac. Now, I do want to mention that there was a toilet in the front lawn, so it wasn't exactly a cookie-cutter, white picket fenced type of home, but you get what I'm saying. But despite the toilet, this tip had nothing to do with the lawn, or that toilet, or the house. It was about what was going on inside that house that was the issue. See, the tip that the officers received was about a man that had introduced a female as his stepdaughter. But then later, this man was seen hugging and kissing this female. Again, his, quote, stepdaughter.
You what?
Now, additionally, this tip that came in indicated that the man had numerous children, but
Bruh.
none of the children could apparently read, write, or speak at an adult level.
Oh,
Police were
shit.
also told that there were younger children living at the house as well, and these younger children were actually this man and this stepdaughter's children. And as if this couldn't get any weirder, any more creepy, any more complex, that stepdaughter/mother figure was apparently a child herself.
Oh, hell no.
What the fuck?
Man, you crazy as hell.
Yes, you heard me correctly. A man had multiple children with his, quote, minor stepdaughter. So the police had this tip, which was obviously jolting. I mean, they were pretty freaked out by this, and they knew that they needed to follow up on it. They
You gonna burn in hell for that one,
They
dude.
needed to go and talk to this man. They needed to get to the bottom of it and see what the hell was going on here. So one day, police officers approached the front door of this seemingly normal-looking house. They knocked, and the man answered. So police spoke
You know what they were like?
with this man, with his wife, and with their 4 children, who were all adults. They all acted very confused, like they had no idea what these officers were even talking about. There is a mistake here. We're adults. We're a normal family. We're fine. And not only that, but they said that there weren't even any younger children at all living in the house to begin with. So there really wasn't much that the police could do here. As disturbing as
Because he's hiding them. Supposedly that's what's going on here, y'all. He was hiding them.
this tip was, police followed up on it, and it didn't pan out. Everything checked out. It was a normal family. It was adult children. Nothing like what this person who called in this tip claimed to have seen. So maybe somebody got the information wrong. Maybe the person who gave this tip was mistaken in the first place. Maybe they didn't see the stepdaughter and this man kissing, and he had just been kissing his wife all along. But not so fast.
What? This is crazy as hell already. By the way, y'all, we got over 300 people watching. Over 300 people. I think that's the first time we got 300, y'all, over here on Rumble. So shout out, y'all. We've been on Rumble for like a month now. So we continue to grow. Take a second, hit the follow button if you are new here. And hit the like button, y'all. Everybody close the chat real quick. X out the chat. Hit that thumbs up button. We got 66 likes. Let's get over 100 likes, y'all. Let's get over 100 likes. We got 300 people watching. In theory, we should have 300 likes, right? Come on, y'all.
So let's talk a little bit about who this person was that originally called in this tip to the police that was so concerned with, such unsettling information. This person that called the tip in was a woman named Doris Cole. And after the police went to this house and looked into everything and found that everything was normal, everything seemed fine, they told Doris, they're like, no, we followed up on this. Everything was fine. We talked to the family. Nothing was out of the ordinary. There wasn't much we could do, so it's not panning out. End of story. But Doris was absolutely certain about what she had seen. And she wasn't going to stop until she could prove to the police that she was telling them the truth. Something was wrong with this house. Something was wrong with this man and with this family. So talking a little bit more about Doris and who she is. Doris Cole is a business owner in Oklahoma City. Now, she had initially met this man back in 2017 when she was hiring him as a contractor to paint some walls and ceilings for several of her different businesses. She worked with him on and off, as a matter of fact, until about 2021, so about 4 years. But not long after starting to work for Doris, apparently this man started bringing 2 of his teenage daughters to work with him all of the time. And Doris said that she noticed that, quote, they all looked crazy every single day. The clothing that they were wearing was in terrible condition. They apparently smelled really bad. And the van that this man was driving and drove to work, it looked like it was packed with clothes, packed with food. Definitely didn't seem like a normal vehicle that somebody is driving to and from work. Now, Doris also noticed that the teenage girl's speech was really bad when she first met them.
Oh, no. Just keeping them caged up, locked up, can't go anywhere. They're not learning how to read or write or function. This one's going to piss me off. I can already feel it coming, y'all. This one is going to piss me off.
Even thinking that maybe they had an accent because their speech seemed so out of the norm, seemed so, troublesome.
Oh, no.
They also apparently could not read or write. So she asked this man several times, maybe the girls are homeschooled. Are you homeschooling them? But she never got a straight answer. This all gave Doris a very bad feeling. She knew something wasn't right here, and she said she felt like she was going insane during this time because she was seeing all of these red flags, but there was nothing that she could really do about it. Then one day, she met the man's stepdaughter. She met her in one of Doris's buildings that the man was apparently working in. She met her in the hallway, and the first thing that Doris noticed was her appearance. And she thought to herself, wow, that girl looks really young. In fact, she looks like she just had a child. So Doris, she's doing the math. She's putting the math together, realizing it is not adding up. It isn't making any sense. At first, she was thinking like, okay, maybe those kids are hers and his, but then she started asking even more questions. And because of this line of questioning, because she was trying to get more information, suddenly the family became very distant. And then one day, she never saw them again. This was for 2 years. Then sometime in 2023, when the man decided to come back around, he came to Doris and he said he was looking for work. So Doris, she agreed to help him. I mean, sure, she could use the help, of course, with her businesses, but she also never got over that feeling of worrisome that she had. And
yeah, something crazy was going on. This is nuts.
It never got over that feeling of like questioning what the truth was, what was really going on here, knowing something wasn't quite right. She even made a point in this moment to say to herself, you know what, I'm going to get to the bottom of it this time. I'm going to figure out what is truly going on. And this time, this man is
good on her,
not getting away. Interestingly, though, this time around, as he's re-entering Doris's life, the man had a completely different story than what he had previously told her. He said, look, okay, this isn't my daughter. This is my lover, my wife, all while he was pointing to the young girl. And Doris later said that she saw them kissing, saw them hugging, and she
Man, this is crazy. You must be outside of your mind.
Finally said to herself, you know what? I'm done. Something's weird. I'm calling the police. So that is when the tip came in, and that's when the police first came to the family's home and began interviewing them. And Doris was worried when the police went out there and when the police would start talking to him that maybe the man would get spooked. Maybe he would disappear or run off with these people, with this daughter, with these kids, similar to what he had done just 2 years before when she was asking him all of those questions. And she definitely didn't want to let him get away now. She didn't know exactly what their living situation was, but she knew that the man and his family lived somewhere, not in their van, not on the street, but she didn't know much more than that. She didn't know the specific location. So to make sure that he didn't disappear, didn't get spooked, didn't run, Doris offered to let the man and his family stay at one of her homes so that she could keep a closer eye on them. Now, little did this man know that now Doris was working with the police. She was watching them, waiting, and telling the police everything she saw and every detail that she could. And what was about to be exposed was going to be far more sinister than any of them could have imagined. Okay, so just to
Lord have
recap,
mercy.
police had first interviewed the family back in August of 2023. And then after that, they were continuing their investigation with Doris's help. And now there was a lot of suspicion that there were, in fact, minor children involved in this family. And that the reason that maybe they hadn't seen them when they had gone to do that first follow-up after receiving the tip was because the children were hidden all along. So now Doris is watching the family. The police are watching the family. The police are talking to the neighbors, and all of their spidey senses are going up, thinking, yes, there are, in fact, minor children. We are confident about this. We need to go and check out this house one more time. We need to see what is truly going on here. So fast forward 1 month after first interviewing the family, and on September 21st, 2023, after speaking with Doris, after speaking with the neighbors, all of these things, the police surrounded the house again. But this time, the man wasn't there. So the police reached back out to Doris to see if she knew where he could be, see if she could help. And sure enough, she had the answer. So this time,
Let's get him.
police responded to this location, and they were able to enter the home. And upon further investigation, much of which is still being uncovered to this day, what they found was horrifying. It was unnerving, it was foul, and quite literally, it was against the laws of nature. Inside that house, police discovered 5 children, all under 18 years old. They were unbathed, they were completely unkept, and they had severe, severe dental problems, all of them. There was also no
Told you. My anger level was like here. It's like a solid here now. This dude's pissing me off.
where for the children to sleep other than one singular heavily soiled mattress that was on the floor. And heavily soiled, guys, is a direct quote from the court documents.
Oh my God.
None of these children had also ever been to a doctor. They actually weren't allowed to go anywhere else alone but be in that house. They weren't ever allowed outside. So in total, let me just kind of break this down for you guys again, because I know we kind of went
This is gonna burn in hell. You gonna burn in hell, dude.
through the beginning with like the lover, the wife, the stepdaughter. It gets confusing because of all of the lies that were told. But in total, you have the man, you have his real wife, you have their 3 biological children, you have this quote stepdaughter, and then you have 5 younger kids. So 9 children, adults and minors, all living in this house and under the control of this man. 11 people in total, with 9 children hidden. And nobody was allowed to leave this house without the man's permission. According to the court documents,
Jesus.
the minor children were evaluated by a forensic interviewer, but 2 of the children were nonverbal and could not communicate. However, the other 3 children were interviewed. Now, guys, the horrifying details that came out of this interview, it's heartbreaking, but it's also kind of one of those moments where you're like, thank God these children were interviewed by a professional and they were able to get this information, because had this information not come out, this story, this case may have a very different ending. So in an interview with one of the children, she had said that the man had touched her chest, quote, because he's a doctor. She also said that he touched her, quote, privacy, which was then described as her vaginal area. She also said that he touched the other children in this same way whenever he would, quote, check on them, almost as like this way of playing doctor, fake doctor with your kids, with these minors, touching them pervertedly. It is so sick.
Man, that dude's gonna burn in hell for that shit. That's unbelievably fucked.
The man's wife was also interviewed, but she was
Let me run into you, bro. I'd handle that situation. Big time.
interviewed by detectives, and she admitted that the stepdaughter, and I say stepdaughter loosely in quotes, was she and her husband's biological daughter. She also admitted that her, quote, stepdaughter was the biological mother to the 5 minor children. And the man, her husband, was the children's biological father. Meaning that this freaking creep had sex with his own daughter, fathered 5 children with her, and then abused those children as well. His kids / grandkids / I mean, like, it makes your mind reel. It is so disgusting. And as if that couldn't even get any worse, his daughter had her first child that was fathered by him, her own dad, when she was just 12 years old. This guy is a predator and in every single...
Oh, Annie. See, Annie, at least come to Rumble, Annie. I'm going to message you, Annie. You got to get over to Rumble because you can say exactly what you want to say. What do you think she said there, y'all? Let's rewind a little bit.
A predator and in every...
Probably said fucking asshole. That's what I kind of reading her lips. Y'all put it in the chat. What do you think she said? You know what? And better yet, send a Rumble rant. Send a Rumble rant so I can post it on the screen like this, like Andrea did when she said, let's get ready to rumble. Y'all send a little Rumble rant with whatever you think this guy is. Go ahead, describe him in any kind of words that you want. I'll give you a shout out, put it up on the screen like this. And yeah, we'll see what y'all think about him. We'll see what y'all think about it. And you support the channel.
Every single definition of the word. He is so beyond sick and just, it makes me want to vomit. Now, the court documents
not alone in that
show that when the man was interviewed by detectives, he admitted that the children were he and his stepdaughters. He also told investigators that the children had never been to the doctor, they were all home birthed, and they never had a medical professional there. They also never went to school, they never were homeschooled in any sort of way, nothing. Just born into seclusion, and never given any sort of resources, any sort of health care, nothing. They were just used as accessories for his sick perversions. It is
disgusting.
So beyond disgusting. So of course,
Cynthia, the real mom was his actual daughter. So he was married to a lady. They had the daughter. He was introducing her as a stepdaughter, but it was actually his biological daughter. And he had 5 kids with the biological daughter that came from him and his wife.
What the fuck?
Of course, the man and his wife were arrested, right? Now, initially, the man was charged with 2 counts of sexual assault and 5 counts of child neglect. But his charges were later upgraded to include, which, duh. And again, thank God these children spoke up. His wife is also facing several charges of enabling the child neglect, and child.
Evan, Jess, right now we can tell you that suspect and his wife are both locked up tonight here at the Oklahoma County Jail. The father accused of multiple counts of child abuse and sex charges. The wife is accused of allowing this to go on for years. Inside this Southeast OKC home, court documents detail just some of the abuse a man inflicted on his children. Detectives say they found 5 children, all under the age of 18, all of them with, quote, poor hygiene, foul odor, and lack of dental care. According to court documents, 2 of the children were nonverbal and could not communicate. Other children told police that they were touched inappropriately. Court documents say a business owner who the suspect worked for contacted police back in August.
Yeah, you're going to burn in hell for that one, dude. You and the wife.
After she grew concerned, the suspect would clean her business. She told police that he brought a woman who he identified as his stepdaughter to help, but the owner witnessed them, quote, hugging and kissing, so she called police. According to court documents, that tip led to the discovery at the home. The suspect admitted to investigators that the young children are all his and his stepdaughters. She would have just been 12 years old when she first gave birth. He also said, quote, the children had never been to the doctor and were all home birthed without a medical professional present.
After the news of the parents' arrests, neighbors and family, they all came out and were speaking out, and they were horrified and disgusted.
We always thought something was going on in there.
We spoke with a neighbor reacting to the discovery.
It hurts me because I got to see that young one.
Oh my God, if y'all thought something was going on, call somebody. If y'all think something's going on, call. And what the best case scenario, nothing's happening. And you do a welfare check on people and everything's fine. And they just go, okay, cool. Actually, that's worst case scenario. Wait, that is best. Actually, that's best case scenario. Worst case scenario is still a damn good case scenario because you stop it from happening. And maybe there's only one kid, not 5 kids from his own freaking daughter.
Bruh.
They never left the house only with him.
Evan and Jess, I've been going through these court documents all day long and really looking into the couple's past, including other states that they've lived in. Now, the more we've dug into this and into their past, the more intense those details get, and the web they've created is disturbing.
To say the least. Y'all, do me a favor, hit the follow button if you're new here. My name's Patrick. If you like true crime, I'm live every single night. We start on TikTok around 9 p.m. Pacific time, and then we move over to Rumble about 11 o'clock Pacific time. Y'all also hit the like button real quick. We are so close to actually hitting 100 likes on a stream. We haven't done it yet, y'all. We've been on Rumble for a month now, and we have not yet to do it. So we got 77 likes. So everybody just close the chat real quick, hit the X, hit the like button, come right back in. Let's get that.
Documents say a couple who lived in this home in Oklahoma City lived there with multiple adult children and 5 minor children. Court documents claimed the parents of the minor children were the homeowner and not his wife, but his stepdaughter. Now OKC police told KOCO this afternoon that woman may not be a stepdaughter, but could be the man's biological daughter, and they're waiting on DNA tests.
Sick.
If those tests show the man and young woman are in fact father and daughter, the man can be charged with. Neighbors say they had suspicions about the relationships and what was going on in the home.
We never got to see anything until that day that I saw that dad kissing the oldest daughter. I went inside and I told my daughter, I saw that dad kissing that daughter. So I told you, Mom. I've been telling you, Mom.
Right now, the dad sits behind bars and faces 2 charges and 5
Dave, thanks for being here.
counts of child neglect. Those 2 charges of, according to officials, are because the mother of the children gave birth to her first child at just 12 years old and the second at 13. Sky 5 flew over the house today, where you can see toys in the backyard. Neighbors say the father was strict and the kids needed his permission to ever come outside.
The kids didn't go to school or anything like that, so they would come out and play sometimes late, like 10, 11, sometimes.
Documents also
10 and 11 o'clock at night? Or is she talking in the afternoon, like when most kids are at school?
say the children had, quote, poor hygiene, foul odor, and lack of dental care.
That is terrible. Can you even imagine how horrible that would be, y'all?
They will smell you
Like, that is heartbreaking.
all the time, like really bad.
The man's wife is also behind bars, facing multiple charges for enabling that neglect. Now, this is a really complex case with a lot of people involved. KOCO will not be naming those suspects or any of the adults involved in this case in order to protect the victims and, of course, those minor children. Now, we did reach out to DHS today for a statement, and they did not have one, but these documents do say that all 5 of those minor children have been taken into DHS custody.
Now, this nightmare, it was
Oh my God. Hopefully they're at the doctors. Hopefully they're getting the dental work that they need done. My God.
only just beginning, and it wasn't anywhere near being over yet, because the children were about to speak. So now you have this man and his wife, this creep and this enabling creep, arrested, finally, behind bars.
Thank God.
They're charged, people are talking, everybody's calling them out for who they are. But here's what I want to mention. First and foremost, before we get into the children's interviews, one of the reasons that I wanted to cover this case is because it's not often that we hear from the victims. We don't ever really hear from victims who have been rescued from situations like this one. To go through severe neglect, social isolation, and on top of all of that, all at the hands of your own parents,
father.
and then to come out of it on the other side and choose to see positivity in the world. I mean, it's absolutely remarkable and truly inspiring. I mean, the level of bravery I can't even imagine for minor children at that. So I want to play the children's interviews that they did with a local Oklahoma City news station, because I want you to be able to hear from them what their story is. Let them tell their story.
A house of secrets and abuse. In August, Oklahoma City police got a tip that a man had multiple children with his stepdaughter. That report would unravel a family and shake an entire community. Thank you for joining us here. I'm Jessica Shamba.
I'm Evan Onstadt. Tonight we are hearing for the first time from the adult children on life behind those closed doors.
A family of 11 lived here. Mom, dad, and 9 children, hidden away from the world.
They never left the house only with him.
The children had never been to school, the doctors, or even a movie theater, all to conceal a secret they never knew was wrong: their dad's relationship with their stepsister.
Did you know that the younger kids were your dad's kids too?
That I already knew about. I never knew that it was anything wrong with it.
We just grew up like if it was normal to us.
At 12 years
Oh my God, those poor kids. They struggled to even talk. The lady said that she thought they had an accent because of how they talked, but it was just because they had never been to school. And two of the younger kids are just completely nonverbal.
old, their
Freaking sick, y'all.
oldest sister had her first baby with their dad, according to court documents. She gave birth to 4 more inside this home. KOCO sat down with 3 of the siblings who wanted to share their story.
So when she had her first baby, you were just little.
Yeah, I think I was 7 or 8.
Did you ever question why you guys weren't allowed to leave the house more?
Not too much, because Dad always said that he didn't want us to get hurt, or because he protecting us because of the people that are outside.
Oh my God, how sick. What a fucking asshole. Not only is he saying, is he doing what he's doing, which is
What the fuck?
you're gonna burn in hell for that one, but then you're literally brainwashing these kids to say that, oh no, you have to stay in here because this is where you're safe. The people on the outside are the ones that are gonna hurt you. Meanwhile, your piece of shit fucking ass is the one actually doing it. You sick fuck. I hope you die slowly and horribly and then burn in hell. Allegedly. YouTube, because this might go up on YouTube. Maybe not. Maybe not after that. But it's the truth, man. Allegedly, y'all. But what a piece of shit.
Tried to home to us, and then they went from trying to not doing.
What was the feeling inside of your house?
I was hurt because,
By the way, thumbs up in the chat if you agree.
my dad took forever to come.
The adult kids were left alone with their secret siblings, waiting for their dad to face up to the crime.
Both see her also as a victim. Do you see that too?
Now, yes.
You don't think she should be arrested?
No.
No, I never thought
Oh man, see, and that's even crazy. They love the mom, and they're like, she shouldn't even be arrested.
that Dad would touch us or say anything sexual to us, so I never worried about it. I can't hate them because hate is a strong word. I could only forgive them. I could only forgive my dad. And I could leave the rest of it into God's hands.
Today, the adult kids still live in Doris's home and work for her. They're now enrolled in school.
I'm doing better at my reading. So I read a book yesterday.
Have their first
Oh my God. That is so tragic, y'all.
IDs, are learning how to drive and working to get their sister's children back to her from state custody.
Now, looking back.
Oh man, yeah, oh God. Oh my God. Andrea, yep, 2mm Peter Douchewagon. Yep, that's pretty much it.
Do you feel
Thank you for the rumble rant.
grateful that Doris intervened?
Yes. Because she was helping us out.
I mean, that was all pretty heavy to hear, I'm sure. I know it was for me when I first heard it. And one of the things that stuck out to me the most in these interviews is when they talk about the fact how they thought that this was completely normal. They thought that their sister having children with their dad was completely, absolutely normal, which makes sense because how would you ever know otherwise? If
you're brainwashed from birth.
You're born into this environment, you aren't watching TV, you aren't seeing other relationships, you aren't talking to friends at school, how would you ever know that that isn't what normal human nature, human life is all about, what existence is all about? It's just so scary when you think that someone can weaponize just all of these things against someone in such a way to where, like, they're so calculated and they literally form thoughts for these children at such a young age to where they're able to completely manually manipulate the way that the children see the world, the way they see it, the way they believe it to be true. It is such an incredible responsibility, and it's also just like, it's such a high level of power to be able to do that. And like, these people are just that power and manipulating it for their own gain. It is truly revolting. It really, really is. Now listen to Doris's reaction about this whole thing once police finally got to the bottom of it, once everybody was interviewed, and when the truth was out there. Listen to what Doris had to say.
It just took someone paying attention. And believe it or not, he was telling on himself every single day. No one listened. I was looking for someone to paint the ceilings, and he answered the ad.
Doris Cole hired the father in 2017 as a contractor. She was opening several businesses.
God, thank God, huh?
At 10th and May.
They looked really crazy every day. The clothes, from the clothes that they wore, from the smell.
He started taking 2 of his teenage daughters to work, and Doris picked up on something she couldn't let go.
They couldn't read, they couldn't write, and the speech was really bad. When I first met her, I thought she had an accent.
She would question the family's homeschooling, the father's persistent phone alerts, and the van packed full of food and clothing. But there was nothing overtly wrong.
Every day it was driving me insane because there's nothing I could do about it. It was nothing I had to tell the cops.
Until she met the stepdaughter.
The first time I met her was in the hallway, and I said, man, that girl looked like she just had a child. She was young. And he was looking at her as if she was some sort of candy. I started putting stuff together. I said, okay.
Jesus.
Maybe those kids are hers and his.
The family became distant. Doris believes it was because she was asking too many questions. But they came back 2 years later looking for work.
Now this time I said, okay, I'm not letting this guy get away until I figure out what's going on.
And this time, the father told her the truth.
He said, well, this is not my daughter, just one of the kids. This is my lover, and that's my wife. I said, what? I seen him kissing her. And I said, you know what, this is it. I called the police.
Detectives began interviewing the family. Worried he would take them and run, Doris let them stay in one of her homes as she worked with police without the family knowing. And on September 21st, police surrounded the home, but Dad wasn't there.
They'd asked me if I knew where he was, and I said, well, he's at his other house. He said he was coming back. And so I called him, and I said, hey, you know, the police are at the house. He's like, did they see the kids? I'm amazed. At the same time, amazed and shocked that I'm looking at this entire family I've never seen before. I've seen bits and pieces.
Jesus.
And the condition that the little ones were in. I never imagined.
Court documents reveal the kids had poor hygiene, foul odor, lack of dental care, and were sleeping on one heavily soiled mattress on the floor.
5 kids on one fucking mattress. On top of everything else. But just like, I'm going to start nitpicking every tiny thing that I hear and just calling it out as being absolutely deplorable. And you can burn in hell for that one, dude. And they haven't released his name yet. Probably because of people that would handle that situation real quick. Don't waste tax dollars. Putting him through the system, just a couple of shells. You know what I'm saying?
Investigators say
allegedly. Allegedly. Oh shit, I hit the wrong button. Shit, now I gotta find it again.
Doris believes it was because she was asking too many. He would take them and run.
I said, what? I seen him kissing her. And I said, you know what, this is it. I called the police.
Detectives began interviewing the family. Worried he would take them and run, Doris let them stay in one of her homes as she worked with police without the family knowing. And on September 21st, police surrounded the home, but Dad wasn't there.
They asked me if I knew where he was, and I said, well, he's at his other house. He said he was coming back. And so I called him and I said, hey, you know, the police are at the house. He's like, did they see the kids? I'm amazed. At the same time, amazed and shocked that I'm looking at this entire family I've never seen before. I've seen bits and pieces, and the condition that the little ones were in. I never imagined.
Court documents reveal the kids had poor hygiene, foul odor, lack of dental care, and were sleeping on one heavily soiled mattress on the floor. Investigators say 2 of the children were nonverbal. After 3 hours, Dad finally showed up.
I stood there on the porch. I didn't get to see his face up front, but I saw him from the porch. That was one of the most satisfying days probably in my life, to watch him go get in the police car.
All right, take a seat for me.
Both Mom
Hell
and Dad
yeah.
were arrested.
How did you watch that? How did you hold your daughter's hand while she's having a baby by your husband? You have a 26-year-old that can't read, can't write. How does she teach her kids that can't read or write how to write? It's just hard because I was the one that did it, but I'm also the one that's taking care of it.
Now, Doris hopes the community can wrap around this family and lift them up as they navigate life for the very first time.
So I'm hoping that that if there's anybody
Yeah, this lady is amazing.
that wants to help, that is a genuine help. I mean, they've already been lied to and hurt their entire lives. So I'm hoping that their journey in this world and the people that run into them would remember that.
Reporting, Kylie Thomas, KOCO 5 News.
I just gotta say, Doris is a mother effing hero. Can you imagine had she not come forward? And it would have been so easy for her once he fled the first time around to just wash her hands
Sweep it under the rug like nothing happened.
of it, to just not let him back around because she thought he was creepy,
Yep.
not do her due diligence, not follow up on anything. Once she did call the police and they told her, look, the family is normal, there's nothing more we can do, everything checked out. It also could have been so easy for her in that moment to walk away once again and be like,
She moved with that gut instinct, though.
guess I was seeing things, guess I was hyper paranoid and I need to calm down, I need to quit watching Dateline, or I need to quit listening to Annie, but she didn't.
And the Mystery Project.
There were so many checkpoints along the way in which she could have just done the easy thing, turned the other cheek, walked away, let it go, and she didn't. And because she was like a freaking dog with a bone with this guy and followed up on everything, helped, monitor his movements, ask the questions, she literally saved multiple people's lives.
Mm-hmm.
It is so unbelievable when you really think about it. And it sounds so cliche, guys, but I'm going to say it. It's just such a glaring reminder for all of us. If you see something, say something, and always trust your gut. If you're feeling like something ain't landing, something doesn't smell right here, keep looking at it. I mean, within reason. I'm not trying to throw you off the rails, but there's a reason that our intuition, no offense men, but especially as females, there's a reason that our intuition is usually so spot on. So I think hearing what this case was all about and hearing Doris's perspective of all of it and just how many times she kept following up, I think it's inspiring, of course, but I also think it just serves as such a good reminder for all of us. Trust your instincts. If something isn't feeling right, there's a chance that it's not right.
Mm-hmm.
So the man and his wife are currently in jail with their cases moving through the court system, probably slow because we know that the court system likes to move at a glacial pace, but at least they are locked up. At least these children can go on to live somewhat normal lives and begin to repair and undo what they were taught. And luckily they got out of the grasp of this monster's hands before it was too late. or God forbid, before they fathered more children or he fathered more children. I mean, it's just, again, we very rarely hear an ending like this. And it just, although they went through the ringer, I'm just so happy that they are still alive and that these monsters have been identified and called out for what, not even who, what they are. That is the right description. So I will definitely keep you updated as I'm sure more information will come out, but I definitely wanted to jump on here and share this case with you.
Oh my God.
What the fuck?
That is crazy. You're going to burn in hell, dude. You're going to burn in hell. That is sick. I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm at a loss of words. And that doesn't happen very often. Ask the haters on TikTok. They get mad as hell because I talk too much. Holy shit. Y'all, what do you think about that one? Crazy as hell. And you know what the worst part is? And this is the worst part. That's not the only one. There's some out. It's happening. Somebody's out there right now. Same situation, and we just don't know, and we can't find them, and they're not getting help. And like they said, this lady saw it and reported it, but it took 2 years, right? At least. And it's happening. Could be a neighbor, y'all. Could be one of your neighbors right now. This world is fucked. Send the asteroid, Lord. Send the asteroid. We peaked. This is it. Wasn't everything supposed to end with the eclipse? Hearing shit like this, it's like, man, maybe it should have. Maybe it should have. Because this is crazy as hell. Y'all, but I do appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for the love. Go watch something funny after this. Go put on some like Captain Planet reruns, some Care Bears reruns. Do something. Go take a nice hot bath. Just listen to some like smooth jazz. Holy shit. Oh, but do me one huge favor though, y'all. Well, 2 huge favors. Real quick, hit the follow button if you're new here. We had 360 something people watching. That's the most we've had on Rumble so far. But y'all do me a favor while there's still 300 something people in here. We need 12 more likes to hit 100. Y'all do me a favor. Just close the chat really quick and hit the little thumbs up. Can 12 people watching just hit that little thumbs up, y'all? Come on. Let's do it. We got to get 100 likes on a stream, y'all. I know we could do it. Come on, everybody. Let's go. Light ton. Hell yeah. Oh, we're at 90. Y'all, we got 10 left. I think we're going to do it. Hey, let me tell you what. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for the follow. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the support. Thanks for everything, y'all. Y'all went crazy tonight. Absolutely crazy, especially on TikTok. So thank you so much for the love, everybody. You can rewatch this one. And y'all, if you're new to the channel, if you go back through the live streams, there's like a month worth of them. So if you like this kind of content, you can find all the videos we've watched all month long. They live here. And some of them go over to YouTube as well, the ones that are a little bit more YouTube appropriate. But Mystery Project over on YouTube, The Haunted Side on TikTok. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see everybody TikTok tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Pacific time. Let me do one last little refresh. Did we hit it? Oh, God, y'all. We're at 93. 93. We're going to do it, y'all. All right. Everybody like the video. Love you guys. Have a wonderful night. And I'll see y'all tomorrow.